that's where I was going.
Happy birthday from Uncle Ed. This is BRANT. Uncle Ralphie bought a package from Big Brothers Big Sisters, and Erica's here to take me to his house to school in that limo. He's going to spend an hour in the classroom. Do you remember the other day when I asked you who your favorite Chiefs player was? What'd you say? He's just cool. He's a big fan, so this is a big opportunity. Boys, shake Eric Berry's hand. This is our buddy Keikoa Grace. What do you think, Jackson Sherwood, Shelly Duffy, and Brant's little sister Alexandra. Shake his hand. So all you guys are.
Eric, if you want to put that on.
Hey, that's so
That.
neat.
Sweet. Who you play for, Brant?
Jets.
The Jets. Uh-oh.
Jets. Yeah, the polar bears.
Polar bear.
We got out of that limo. How you doing? Well, you're going to be taking this youngster, 10-year-old Brant Cole, to school. And why did you decide to do this? And how did you get to do this?
Very excited.
Okay, well listen, I know this is part of an auction that you were auctioned off along with the limo ride, take your kid to school day, and you were part of the prize, and you are the winner. You knew nothing about this, total surprise. He's still in shock, guys. He has not said one word because he's your favorite player, right? What do you think about this? Can you believe he's really standing here in front of you? And he's going to be taking you to school and spending some time with you and your schoolmates. What do you think about that? I'm not kidding. Excuse me, walking in front of his lens there, but he has been shaking for the last 2 minutes. He really is stunned that his favorite Chiefs player is here to take him to school along with sisters.
Oh, I see. That's cool.
Make sure you guys give Eric enough room with his knee.
Good luck, Eric.
Did you guys say a few words in school in the limo?
Yes.
Was it quiet silence?
He said Derek McFadden. He said the hardest.
Oh, McFadden?
Yeah.
Hold on, you guys.
Oh, McFadden.
Guys, go. Walk up.
I could see that. McFadden is solid, man.
Walking in
fast.
style. We're famous.
As long as the teachers don't give me any work, I'm good.
Well, my dad was an extremely hard worker, and I used to work with him in the summertime. And he had 2 jobs. He worked 2 jobs, you know, to support the family. And my mom also worked too. I had 2 younger brothers, and he also worked the night shift. So when he went to work, I had to pretty much look after the household growing up, making sure everybody was okay, making sure my brothers were ready to get ready for school the next day, make sure they did their homework. So I was pretty much the leader of the house while my dad was gone. And just seeing how hard he worked to support his family, I think that kind of rubbed off on me. And that's what he instilled in me, was to work hard. Whatever you want to do in life, whatever your dreams are, your goals are, just make sure you go at it 110%, don't halfway do it. And I think that's the biggest thing he taught me.
What was going through your mind then? Just keep looking up at him.
Oh, I didn't know what was happening.
How cool was it when you got to meet him?
Cool.
Why?
Because he's an NFL player for the Chiefs, and he's a really good player. He's my favorite.
How does it feel to kind of show him off in front of all your friends at school today?
Good. It feels good.
Well, I'll start off by saying my dad taught me how to set goals. I probably say around 7th, 8th grade. And he always told me to write down what I wanted to do. and what steps I was going to take to get to those goals.
That's smart.
And I always knew I wanted to go to the NFL, and what I also had to do was write down what it took for me to get to the NFL. So I knew I had to go to college, and for me to go to college, I had to have good grades. So what I had to do was make sure that I did all my work, make sure I behaved in class. It's probably hard to believe, but I was somewhat of a bad, I wouldn't say a bad kid, but I got in a lot of trouble in elementary school and all the way up to like the 7th grade. So what I had to do was stop acting up in class and pretty much just focus more on my work. I always made good grades, but
how did you work to separate you from the
as far as schoolwork, what I had to start doing was going over my work twice, because I used to just put stuff down on paper and just turn it in. But I started taking my work very seriously and started going above and beyond. And what that got me into TAG, which it stands for talented and gifted. And I kind of stood out as far as my schoolwork, as well as on the football field. I was All-State 3 years in a row, and I was honor roll 4 years in a row. So that was pretty cool. I was very proud of that. When college coaches come and recruit you, it's a lot of people that can play football. But they're looking for guys that can play football and can also stay in school and make sure they don't flunk out of college, and make sure they can depend on you, basically. Depend on you that you're going to do your work, make sure you're going to be to class on time, so they won't have to worry about off-the-field issues, and you'll be dependable on the field. What you do off the field translates to on the field. So that's the type of guys that coaches are looking for, not just guys, but girls too, if you're in sports as well. And which is the thing that I've learned the most is what I learned in school, like basic note-taking and reading over things. I still use that today as far as going over my game plan when we scout different teams. We do a lot of preparation throughout the week before we play the San Diego Chargers or the Oakland Raiders. We have to know who we're facing, we have to read scouting reports and know everything about these guys before we go against them. So we take notes, we have to read over everything, and we usually do it 3 or 4 times in a week. So, and we also get quizzed on it before we actually go out there and play them. So a lot of the skills I learned in school are still being used today in the NFL. So, to get to the NFL, I had to go to college and make sure I stayed in college. A lot of guys go to college and they don't make it out of college because they don't do their work, they don't go to class, they party too much, and you just really have to focus on what you really want to do and focus on the main task at hand.
Just knowing in your heart you guys want to do something so bad and you'll work so hard to do it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be sports. It can be being a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher or whatever you want to do. Never let anybody tell you you can't do something, and that's what he did, and that's why he's at where he's at today.
Yeah,
would you agree with that?
I would definitely agree. People said I wouldn't make it to the NFL coming from the south side of Atlanta. Not too many people. I mean, we have tons of athletes down there, but a lot of people get into trouble and certain things happen. And I look at people telling me that I can't do something as motivation. And I'm the type of guy who tell me that I can't do anything. And once I do it, I'm gonna come back and put it in your just break it down and just say, okay, after I do my homework, I'm gonna double check it before I turn it in. That'll help you, get to where you want to be as far as the class. That's never really been my style. I like to celebrate, but never like to put anybody else down and things like that. So the biggest thing I tell you is what we talked about earlier, never letting anyone tell you what you can't do. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people telling you that you can't do this, you can't do that, but they're not you. They don't have your determination. You got to make up in your mind that you're going to be something great and make sure that you want to accomplish your goals that you want to have. It's easy for someone from the outside looking in saying what you can't do and what you're not going to be able to do. Just use that as motivation. And it's going to be a lot of people, I'm telling you, throughout this whole life that's going to tell you that you can't do things. And just don't listen to them and just use it as motivation and just keep moving forward and use that to accomplish your goals.
All right.